Welcome, man. I don't feel like playing video games today much. I mean, I played a game on the college football. I think that's enough. Just not in a gaming mood today. I've been reading a lot. I'm a voracious reader. I read probably more than the average bear on a given day. But is that expected than the average bear? Like, yeah, it's like what is that from? I gotta look that up. What is that from? I guess it's not from a TV show. Oh, yeah, it is. Smarter than the average Yogi. But anyways, I was reading a lot. I somehow got to the page reading about Oscar Wilde, the Irish poet, philosopher, whatever you want to call him. He was very witty. And I got to the part about his trials. I'm not going to go into the details of them. For one, I haven't read about it all the way through, or them, and two, it's just not relevant to this. But I was on the that led me to a fellow named Stuart Duckworth Headlam, who is an English Anglican priest who was involved in frequent controversy in the final decades of the 19th century. I like controversial people. You're not controversial, you ain't doing shit. Headlam was a pioneer and a publicist of Christian socialism, on which he wrote a pamphlet for the Fabian Society, support of Georgism. So, yeah, I was reading about that guy, and I was like, what's this Christian socialism thing all about? And it's pretty much what I expected it to be. Like, I read the Bible back in college, and from cover to cover, and I walked away like not being conservative anymore. Like when was at my college Lipscomb, which is a Church of Christ school, I was against gay marriage. I called myself, I said, I'm socially liberal, even though I was against gay marriage. I'm socially liberal, fiscally conservative. One of those fucking losers that you put that shit in your Facebook profile. Yeah, you because you want to look cool or whatever. Like I was for all these like conservative policies. I was even very close to voting for Mitt Romney in 2012 to a 47% thing. He came out and Obama gave a good speech or something. But yeah, I was really conservative back then. I was like just steeped in that culture because I was, like I said, private Church of Christ school, which was very, very socially strict. Like you couldn't even have your boyfriend or girlfriend in your room. Like you can hold hands. It was that bad. But yeah. Anyways, I read the Bible and just all my free time. Like yeah, I might as well just get ahead of the reading. I was enjoying it in my Bible classes and wanted to read the whole thing one summer. And I walked away not being conservative anymore. Like I said, I now can what am I looking for? I'm a loyal member of the left. I don't know, dedicated, I guess I was going to say. But yeah, I'm on the left now. And anyways, let's take a look at this Christian socialism thing. So my videos are always like this. I'm not very organized. I don't do scripts. It makes the video feel robotic and fake. There's enough of that on YouTube. Anyways, here we go. We got some quotes from the Bible that talk about the whole Christian socialism, and let's just go through that. This is from the Old Testament. The Old Testament had divided perspectives on the issue of poverty. One part of the biblical tradition held that poverty was judgment of God upon the wicked. That's why I didn't like the Old Testament. The wicked, while viewing prosperity as a reward for the good. Wrong. Stating in Proverbs 13:25 that the righteous have enough to satisfy their appetite, but the belly of the wicked is empty. There are other sections that instruct generosity to have nots of society. So we're not going to go through these. I'm going to the New Testament part, which is the part where it really gets good. Okay. Luke 6:20-31 shows Jesus narrating the sermon on the plain. It reads, "Blessed are you the poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. Blessed are you that hunger now, for you shall be satisfied." Christian socialists cite James the Lust, the brother of Jesus, who criticizes the rich intensely and in strong language of the Epistle of James. Come now, this is from James 5:1-6. Come now, you rich, weep and howl for the miseries that are coming upon you. Your riches have rotted. It's one of my favorite verses. Your riches have rotted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver have rusted, and their rust will be evidence against you, and will eat your flesh like fire. You have laid up for a treasure for the last days. Behold, the wages of the laborers who mowed your fields, which you have kept back by fraud, cry out. And the cries of the harvesters have reached the ears of the Lord of hosts. You have lived on the earth in luxury and in pleasure. You have fattened your hearts in the day of slaughter. James 5:1-6. I don't understand anybody can be rich these days and read that and not get a chill up your spine and thinking, yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm going to heaven. Better start living right. Rich folks, like anybody's going to hear this, it's rich. They don't give a shit. But they might give a shit when they wake up in a river of flames. Anyways, let's move on. During the New Testament period and beyond, there's evidence that many Christian communities practice forms of sharing, redistribution, and communism. This is the thing that gets me. I read about that too. Because I walked away thinking, man, these people sound like communists. And the early Christians literally were. And I'm not communist, by the way. I'm just making an observation. I call myself libertarian socialist. I'm a socialist. That just means that workers can own the means of production, and that in the future we'll have worker co-ops where workers sit on boards and vote democratically on behalf of their constituents. Is that so scary? Sounds like a union to me. Anyways, some of the Bible verses that inspired the communal economic arrangements of the Hutterites. Hutterites are nuts, man. Their hierarchy is like so rigidly defined. Like they control basically every aspect of your life from waking to sleep. They have their solidarity is like their only goal. Too extreme for me. I like a little self-expression, individuality. Are found in the book of the Acts. All the believers were together and had everything in common. Selling their possessions and goods, they gave to anyone as he had need. All the believers were one in the heart and mind. No one claimed that any of his possessions were his own, but they shared everything they had. Yes, communism. I hate to break it to the Christians. That's communism. There's no private property in communism. That's what that is. Everything's communal. There were no needy persons among them. From time to time, those who owned lands or houses sold them, brought the money from their sales and put it at the apostles' feet. It was distributed to anyone as he had need. Yeah, it's socialism. That's communism. I don't know why I made this video, like I said at the beginning. Just some interesting stuff. Like, that's why I love the New Testament. Like, I don't fuck with the Old Testament. I think God can forgive me for phrasing it like that. You know what's in my heart. I don't like it. But it's just like there's some social justice, but it's just not about that. I mean, Jesus came back to make things right and make give the poor and the downtrodden a voice. You just didn't find that very often in the Old Testament, which is why there's the New Testament, I guess. But yeah, I guess that's the end of the video. We are 7 minutes in. I'm gonna just skim through the article one more time, just see if there's anything else I would like to share. I've never done a religion video, though. This is just some very interesting reading I had to share with somebody. We can do some good lines from the Old Testament, too. It's not all bad. This is from Leviticus 19, 13, and 18. You shall not oppress your neighbor, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am Lord. Wow, that's so deep. It's just like that. How do you include that? That just seems like basic shit to me, but people don't see it that way. And speaking of not seeing things that way, we'll keep it going. For the Lord your God is God of gods and Lord of lords, the great God, mighty and awesome, who shows no partiality and accepts no bribes. He defends the cause of the fatherless and the widow and loves the foreigner residing among you, giving them food and clothing. And you are to love those who are foreigners, for you love yourselves. For you yourselves were foreigners in Egypt. But the Christians today, and I'm going to call my own country, Americans in general, seem to have forgotten that part. What happened to loving the sojourner as you do yourself? You understand Jesus was an immigrant, right? Do you even understand that? Without kindness that's shown to him and Mary and Joseph, he wouldn't have made it. He wouldn't have been the King of Kings. They didn't have shit. When you reap in your harvest in the field and have forgotten a sheaf, excuse me, not sheaf, sheaf, what's that? S-H-E-A, I've never heard that word, sheaf. In your field, you shall not go back to get it. When you beat your olive trees, you shall not go over the boughs again. Man, they're using words we don't use anymore. Damn it. When you gather the grapes of your vineyard, you shall not glean it afterward. It shall be for the sojourner. I just use that word, sojourner, and now I can't say it. The fatherless and the widow. You shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt. Therefore, I command you to do this. Man, why have people forgotten these lessons? I'll tell you how people forgot them. Because I guarantee, if you poll Christians and answer honestly, we think about 70-80% of Christians never even actually read the Bible. If you did, you'd come away a different person like I did. But people just aren't willing to put in the work. It's not easy to read over 1,000 pages. I know. Nobody's doing that these days. The attention spans have collapsed. But this is a call to Christians. Go read your book, especially the New Testament. You might see some things that will open your eyes and make you a better person. Anyways, some of the songs include many references to social justice for the poor. Give justice to the weak and the fatherless. Maintain the right of the afflicted and the destitute. Rescue the weak and the needy. Deliver them from the hand of the wicked. That's not happening these days. Everybody just out for themselves. Blessed is the man who fears the Lord, who greatly delights in his commandments. He has distributed freely. He is given to the poor. His righteousness endures forever. His horn is exalted in honor. Not many of those people these days. And like I said, I read the Bible, man, you got to give it all away. If you're rich, it said the only way for a rich man to get into heaven is to give it all away. And you don't see anybody doing that. Think it's not going to be many rich people in heaven, huh? I hope I see you there. And I think there's going to be a lot of space to move around. That's all I'm going to say. Like I heard this quote a long time ago. I ended on this. I don't know where it's from, but they said there's a reason there's a highway to hell and a stairway to heaven. All right, I'll see you soon. Take it easy. God bless you.